Welcome back to the Whole 9 Yards podcast. I'm your host, Luke Doty, two-time All-American, Columbia native, Nick Emmanwori in the building. Nick, what's been going on, man?
Got a good little ring too. I like that.
It is a good little ring. It has a good ring, doesn't it?
Yeah. He threw the ball right to me. Mid-play, like in my mind, I was like, there's no way. Caught the ball. And I knew when I caught the ball, like, I looked down at my feet, see if I was in bounds.
Yeah.
And I just seen the end zone.
Green grass,
and I took off. I took off and I was running, and I heard the crowd going crazy.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I'm like, there's no way. Like, I did this. I'm running. And then, like, the crowd's like slowly starting to die out.
Yeah. The flag comes out.
Yeah. Get to the end zone. I'm celebrating. I turn around.
You hit the T-Gray.
The whole defense wasn't even down there. I'm like, where's the defense at? And I see the flag, and it just took everything out my soul. Man, I dropped on my knees. I was sick to my stomach.
God.
I'm proud to be partnering with Underdog Sports.
You gotta check out Pick'em. It's so easy to play. Just pick higher or lower on your favorite or least favorite player stats, and you can win up to 20 times your money in a single night.
Sounds like fun?
Sign up with the promo code LIVThompson
Sign up with promo code COURT, C-O-U-R-T.
to claim your free pick and first time deposit offer up to $1,000 bonus cash.
I can't wait to see your entries.
What's going on? I'm Luke Doty, current Gamecock football player. Join us each week as we talk Gamecock football with current and former Gamecock football players right here on 1801 Media. Welcome back to the Whole 9 Yards podcast. I'm your host, Luke Doty, two-time All-American, Columbia native, Nick Emmanwori in the building. Nick, what's been going on, man?
Got a good little ring too. I like that.
It is a good little ring. It has a good ring, doesn't it?
Yeah. But no, I've been good, man. You know, just season ended, man. Just I heard playing ball, you know. So
Getting ready for the bowl game.
ready for the ball game.
Dude, it feels. I was just on the phone with my mom. It feels like we've been practicing forever. Yeah. Like it feels like this. Like obviously, November. You know, we finished with Clemson, and it's like, you know, we got a couple days off, and now we're back practicing. It's like it feels like so long, but like not long at the same time.
You know, like when we came in the team room and Coach Beamer plays that "Welcome Back" song.
Oh my! I was glad somebody else noticed that.
Yeah, we wasn't even gone for that long, but like from Clemson to now, it's been probably, for my mind, it's probably been like, it feels like 2 weeks, maybe like a week and a half. So
it's been a crazy, like, obviously crazy season, crazy couple months. You had a crazy start to your career. I remember it's crazy how things work out. I remember we were in like a team meeting or like a demo meeting or something, and we were talking, and you were a freshman at the time, and they were like, if somebody gets hurt, like, Nick, you got to go. You're gonna have to go in, and sure as hell, the first series, we got a guy go down. You go in, you get thrown into the fire. You're fresh out of high school. What was that moment like, and just how did that set you up for not only a great season, but just kind of kickstarted your career?
Man, that moment was crazy, man. It was a Coach Day meeting. If you remember, like,
yeah,
it was.
I knew it was one of the two.
Yeah, it was. The whole theme of that whole year was like the movie.
The Gamecock movie.
Yeah, so it was like the way it happened was crazy, and I guess like coming in, I probably wasn't as like highly touted as a freshman, but I knew like once I stepped foot on campus, like I was gonna make some noise. So
right.
like, in that team meeting, I had no idea he was gonna calm me down. Like like usually they let you know a little bit. Yeah. I had no idea. So when Coach Day told me to come down, I was nervous, bro. I was nervous. The room was dark, and then you looking around, you see like Spencer. I'm looking at you, Cam Smith, like Marshawn, a bunch of dudes. So it was like, dang. And then so he was just talking, and I kind of felt like when he said it, it was kind of like I didn't want him to like feel like I'm like they trying to force me into the team.
Right.
So I didn't know how people felt from that. But when he said it, like, yeah, you may never know. Like someone may get hurt first game, and I may go in, and that's exactly what happened. So like coming into that game, I knew I was gonna play that game, but I wasn't really sure like how much. So I was just waiting on the sideline. And that in my career, like, that's the first time I've never not played ever. Right. So it felt weird. Like I was on the sideline watching the game. Yeah. And I was eager to get in. So I was just watching. And that first drive, I was just watching like so locked in. I remember RJ went down first drive, and then they called my name. Bruh.
It's just like a movie.
Just like a movie, and I couldn't believe it. Like, my heart was beating so fast, and I went inside the game, and my first play, if you watch, like, the first play, I think I tripped over myself. I'm like, yo.
So nervous.
And then that second play, I had that the 4th and 1 tackle against that running back, and that kind of, like, set the tone from there. And, you know, it kind of just shot. That's what, shot up from there. And I joke with Coach Elliott about that because Coach Elliott was the head coach there.
Because it was Georgia State, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember who it was. If it was, I got, like, Georgia State and who do we play this Pat? Old Dominion, like same, but yeah, man, that moment was crazy because I remember we were all over there and I'm on the headset like because I'm doing signals, Spencer's playing, and you know, it happened, and I think everybody was kind of had flashbacks. It was like we were just talking about this, like, and now it's you know, and it's happening. But obviously, you play that year out. You know, you have a great freshman season. Win a couple awards. Going to the next season, you had some up and downs, just battling through adversity. But somehow you managed to not only stay out on the field, but come back from injury and everything that you had going on. What does that say about you just as a player and really as a person, just the way that you approach the game and, you know, your drive to just stay out there and do whatever it takes?
Yeah, man. And going to that second year, man, I was really excited. It was like a lot of hype for the team. I just remember it was a bunch of hype for the team, a bunch of hype for me. And dealing with adversity is just – it was tough, man. Getting hurt on the first play of the game. First game, first play. That's insane. Like, pulling my hamstring. I never really had an injury before, like, playing. That was my first, like, injury. That was my first time, like, missing games. And just going through that, man, I'm glad I went through it, though, because, like, I wasn't really sure. I wasn't really tested at that moment. You know, freshman year, everything's been good. So that's the first time I really been tested as a player. And I went through a lot, like, mentally, physically. And it was tough, like, sitting out. And that kind of, like, I kind of grew a deep love for the game because, like, when I was out there watching practice,
it sucks, bro.
It's
so bad.
It sucks so bad. And I missed those games. And throughout the whole season, I was still probably wasn't, like, fully healthy until maybe, like, Tennessee game. That was probably, like, when I came back and I was 100%. And I was still battling with it until maybe, like, after Florida. Missouri is probably when I felt my best. But, like, going through that, man, it was tough. But I'm glad I went through it because it made me, like, a better player. It made me figure out who I am. I think everybody needs to deal with a little adversity throughout their college career because it'll tell you a lot about yourself. And I'm glad I went through that because, you know, I finished off the season strong. Yeah. Had my first career interception against Kentucky. Yep. Had another interception at Clemson in a close game. And then so I finished the season with a strong note and kind of propelled me to this season. So.
Yeah, I agree, man. It's like – and it kind of makes you appreciate a little bit more just when something's taken away from you. Like, obviously it sucks and it hurts because you're like, man, those are my boys out there. Like, I remember when I hurt, like I had surgery on my foot back in 21. I remember, like, because you do like RTP and stuff, and, like, you're in the weight room and you just kind of look outside and you're like, damn, I wish I could be out there. Yeah. Like, as much as, like, you know, a Tuesday practice sucks, it's like, I'd much rather be doing that than, like, doing RTP or something like that. There's always something better. But like you said, you know, it kind of prepares you for, you know, stuff later on down the road and just makes you who you are today. And it's crazy how things work and just how, you know, little things like that can just, like you said, propel you through, you know, hard times and get you to the point where you are now. You've had a lot of DBs come through y'all's room. A lot of guys in the league, J.C. Horn, Izzy, Cam Smith, Darius Rush, Jalen Foster, who's obviously your coach now. What has it been like just being able to watch those guys? You played with a couple of them, and just be able to learn from them. What has that been like for you?
Man, it's been huge. It's been a great help in my career. Even though I never played with them, but me and JC have a great relationship. I worked out with him a couple times, and we kind of built a relationship. Like, he loves football, and I remember hearing the stories about JC, like, at practice, like how crazy it was. Like, the way he practices is like a pro, and it's kind of like hearing stuff like that kind of gets me, like, eager to, like, you know, like, want to get better myself too. So And then my freshman year, with Cam and Rush and Foss, Foss was a coach at the time. Those three kind of helped me a lot to, be who I am today as a player. And I remember Cam's a great player, but I remember he's like kind of like the tough love.
Yeah.
Rush was kind of like, put me under his wing and talk to me. Like Cam was like the bad cop a little bit. Like Cam gave me a lot of like tough love, but it was like, it made me better because I wanted to like, when I was on the field with Cam, it made me like pursue perfection. Like I can't mess up when I'm with Cam because he gonna get on my behind. But yeah, I appreciate Cam for that. And Foss, man, he was an All-American, so like Foss helped me out a lot. And I remember like I used to watch Foss's tape the night before the game, and he used to help me literally. Like I'm not sure if I never told him that, but like I used to literally like stay up in the hotel and like watch a game. Like I was watching the ECU game, just watching like our just simple basic stuff from our defense my freshman year. And I used to go out there and just try to replicate what Foss used to do. And that just helped me a lot just watching him. He's a great player, great coach.
Dude, that's amazing. That gave me chills. Yeah. Like that's real stuff. And it's like, obviously, my freshman year, Foss was still playing, and I was playing receiver at the time. And I remember every day, like, you're a freshman, you're trying to figure out kind of who everybody is. And I remember every day we do, or every other couple days we do like one-on-ones and stuff. Yeah. And I remember always going up against Foss, and I was like, dude, this guy's really good. Like he's so good. I was like, I can't do it. And I'm a freshman, and I'm trying to figure everything out, and obviously playing a different position, and I'm like, golly, I can't do anything. Like, and even going up against like JC and them, like. I remember it was like a scrimmage or something, and I had like a bite route or something, like corner curl, whatever. And I remember I hit the corner, and he's just right on my hip, just like not really, not panicking or anything. Broke down and like drove back to the ball, and he's still just like, it's almost like he's jogging, and it's like, golly, this like can't do anything with these guys.
Real pro, like real
pro for sure. And obviously you got T. Gray. Yeah. T. Gray is one of my favorite people to watch, during, not only during practice, but like I'll go back and watch like the one-on-ones and stuff. Yeah. And just like his antics and stuff. A guy with a lot of experience. He's coached a lot of players, seen a lot. How has that been just learning from him, and how has he made you a better DB? Yeah, man, I love T. Gray, man. Like you said, favorite coach to watch, but he's my personal coach, so it's like it's a little bit better. Like I love T. Gray, man. The film sessions, like if I ain't love football before, T. Gray made me fall in love. T. Gray made me fall in love with football even more. Like the way he approached the game as a coach. Like T. Gray's like a real coach. Like that's all he thinks.
Does.
It's like all he thinks about.
Film, like he'll stay on the bus, watch the film. Yeah. I remember my crazy story. Not a lot of people know this. Like, this a gem. My freshman year, this is how much T. Gray loves ball. My freshman year, second game, Arkansas. So this is after I went in for RJ. This is the second game. And I guess T. Gray was like so nervous because it was like my first road SEC game. And I remember, oh my God.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
That week of practice was the craziest week I've ever been through, like football-wise, like stress-wise. T. Gray was like so... Like, he was going crazy on me, like, throughout practice. Like, make sure I'm deep, make sure I'm in the post, doing this, going crazy. And on that plane ride, he made me sit beside him and watch film.
I remember that. I remember that, dude. That's so funny.
Crazy. And I had a good game that game. It helped, but, like, he put me through so much. Yeah. He just seeks perfection, and he just wants things done the right way. And I had a good game that game, had 14 tackles. That was probably one of my best games I've played, like, defensively, like sound wise. So, but T. Gray as a coach, man, he helped me out a lot, and he's a great dude, great man. He's got me so far, like IQ wise. Like he's helped me make more plays on the field than ever before, especially this season. Like it's a bunch of plays. Like majority of my interceptions come from just listening to what T. Gray tells me and just doing things on my own. So,
like I said, man, watching the one-on-one tape, like it's and he's always in the back. But there's always like one or two, and you see that hat go flying or the papers go flying up in the air. Like we'll sit in there like in our room, and we'll do it because we meet like every night or whatever, go through it, and that's like one of the first things we do is just like, all right, before we watch any of the film, let's watch the one-on-ones, and obviously coach up like technique and stuff. But
Yeah.
the main thing is like, all right, let's see what T-Gray does right here when we cross face on a slant, and he goes nuts. And
Daily T. Gray, he hit the fall on his knees.
the knees, and he's like rolling around. My favorite. There was one time, it might have been last year or something. We threw like a deep post, and I remember like he's sitting back like in the like way in the back behind y'all, and Spencer threw like some bomb to Zay or something. And I remember, like, he was kind of in the way, and he was, like, running to get out of the way. Saw that he was just wide open and just, like, started rolling around on the ground.
Yeah.
And everybody was kind of like, oh, my God, did T-Gray just fall? They were like, oh, no, he's just pissed. It's like, that's who he is, man. It's, like, it's just so funny to watch. And it's crazy you say that because I remember, I think last year when either Judge or Kilgore, when they were about to like play their first game or something, I remember he made them. It might have been on the bus or something.
Yeah,
he made them sit right next to him.
It was Kilgore.
It was
okay. Yeah, we was joking about. That's what we were joking about it. Like that week, like coaches giving him the same treatment. Not as bad though. I got it worse, but like coaches giving him the same treatment, and then he made him sit beside him and watch the film. So he picks at least one freshman every year.
Every year.
Yeah.
Oh God, dude, that's awesome. You talked about the preparation that comes along with T-Gray and just how he gets you guys ready. For you though, when you sit down to watch tape as a DB, what are you looking for when you study an opponent? A certain receiver. What are some of the things that you're looking for when you sit down and watch?
Man, coming into college, I kind of had to learn how to watch film. Like you always. That's like one thing they say, you got to learn how to watch film. And coming into college, I kind of just learned from Foss, T. Gray, and seeing how Coach Gray used to break down the film and stuff. And I just remember, like, for some certain games, like, for example, like, I'll watch, let's say we're playing, like, Kentucky, one of my favorite opponents. Say we're playing Kentucky. I'll go through, like, formation first, see, like, where I have, like, my stress from. Like, let's say if it's, like, a 2x2 formation, and let's say we're in, like, in a man call. I'll watch all the formations, and then I'll go D&D. Then I'll watch the formations again based off the D&D. And then I'll watch tendencies of, like, who I'm going up against, like my matchups and stuff. And I'll watch that, like, all throughout the week. And then on Thursday before we travel, I'll get one, like, last film session. I'll just watch the receivers. I'll watch their targets throughout the season, watch everything, how they look against press, how they look against off coverage. And I made a lot of plays from film, like a super bunch.
I remember, like, every single when do we do releases? Wednesday?
Yeah.
I remember pretty much every single Wednesday this year, I've either gone up against you or like somebody, a DQ. But every single time I go against you, it's always like you're working on and you tell me you're like, oh, I'm working on this, and I think that obviously it goes back to preparation, but you can see it when you get out there. It's like it shows up because I sit there and I'm like, all right, that's what he was doing on Wednesday. Like that's how he's going to counter this receiver's release at the line, or how he's going to get out of his break, like if he's running an in cut or something like that. And it's like it's cool how that shows up.
Yeah. Like, I study it to the T. Like I'll watch the practice film, I'll watch the releases, like I'll watch it, slow it down. Even other the other DBs, like if I'm watching DQ's rep, I'll slow it down for DQ. Not for him, but like I'll watch it myself, then I'll send it to him and like try to like give him some advice or critique him a little bit, like friendly advice and stuff. And I do it for a lot of our DBs, so just that kind of helps me, just another edge, and just helps me out a lot. So
and you've played a couple different, like you've played nickel too.
I played a lot of ball.
So like being able to do that, not only being in different parts of the defense and different responsibilities. How's that made you more versatile as a DB?
It's made me playing different positions. It just helps me out for the next level, and even for now. Like Coach Gray, kind of prepares. Coach Grays are like usually at other schools they have like a corners coach, a safeties coach, and maybe even a nickels coach. But Coach Gray is the DB coach. So like he's coaching the corners while he's coaching the safeties and nickels. That's how it was for the first 2 years. But now we got like Foss and Ahmad now helping out like a little bit more. But Coach Gray, like he prepares us like we can all play the same position. Like DQ can play my position, I can play Jalen's position, Jalen can play my position. Like we can all interchange, and that's kind of helped me as a player step out my comfort zone a little bit, because it's like, you know, throughout high school I play a lot of different positions, but like in college it's different ball. Like you're going against some dudes, so it kind of just helped me be like more as a player, like growing to like fruition and stuff. Like they just let me be me, let me be free back there, and I had a lot of good matchups. I won some, lost some, but I won more than I lost.
That's all that matters. As long as the wins are more than the losses.
Yeah. But you know, it just helped me out as a player, and just helped me get a better understanding of who I am. So I'm glad I've done that. A lot of people kind of like shy away from like uncomfortable. Like if they're not comfortable enough, they won't really do it. So I kind of like put myself in a position where like, let me make myself uncomfortable and see how this works, and it helped me out.
That's that graphic that Coach Beamer always puts up there, the 1 foot in the bucket, the goals and the comfort.
Yeah.
You talk about just having the freedom to kind of do and like be who you are. Coach White, playing in his system, he obviously gives y'all a lot of freedom to kind of do what y'all want as far as alignment. How has that been, just playing in his system and having that freedom when you go out there to, you know, kind of change up the looks, whether you be like 1 high, 2 high, disguises, stuff like that?
The thing that makes our defense so good, other than having like insane talent,
especially on the interior.
Across the line. Like every time I mention like our defense, I forget like we have TJ and Tonk too. Like I always name everybody else, but I always forget them. But what makes our defense so good is the freedom that we get as players, like from the D line to the linebackers, especially in the secondary. So like, for example, like coach will like give us a check, and then we can like make different checks. This is not like for the vets, you know, like me, DQ, you know, OD.
Yeah.
Some dudes are still learning it, but like once you get the freedom and like have the experience, like they call it credit. Like once you have credit, you have good credit, you can do what you want to do. So like I made a bunch of plays just from Coach White's system, because other schools, it's not like that at every school. Like, you know, some schools tell you like in this formation and this, you got to play this, or it has to be this way. And sometimes you'll probably miss an opportunity. Like, you know, you got to take some risks to make some money. So like for my favorite example of that would probably be the LSU play. Like a lot of people don't know the details behind that, and I just talked about this in the interview today. Like that LSU play was insane. Like watching it on film, it just looks like he just threw it right to me. But like when you break it down and actually watch it and understand what we're doing, we were like in like a cover 2 look right there. So I was supposed to be like the deep back safety.
Y'all were playing like a change up.
Yeah, change up. So I talked to OD like mid play, and I was like, look, I'm gonna invert this. So. And we've talked about this in practice, but it wasn't in the game plan that week. Like, this is like, oh, we're not going to do this to this look. But it was just like me knowing ball, and it's like, this is the perfect look. This is 3-by-1, X alone. Like, let me try to do something right here.
Yeah.
We needed this. We needed a money play. So I talked to OD, like, on the spot. I was like, hey, you go play the half, and I'm going to play the flat right here, but I'm going to make it look like I'm blitzing. So if you watch the film, like, I was, like, talking to him. Then I turned around to the line, and I was creeping up to the line like I was blitzing. So the QB basically seen, like, and we make it look like single coverage, but the QB basically seen cover 0. So he made it look like OD was man on man, DQ was man on man, Jalen was man on man, and Judge was man on man on the other side. So he basically seen cover 0, see me creeping towards the line like I was blitzing. This is like our 3rd game, so we haven't really put it on film. And then so I was creeping to the line like I was blitzing, and then on the snap I popped out, and I basically knew he thought he had a one-on-one matchup with his best receiver, Kyron Lacy. So I cut underneath him, like I'm gonna cut underneath one to help OD out. Yeah. And then he threw the ball right to me, and mid play, like in my mind, I was like, "There's no way." Caught the ball, and I knew when I caught the ball, like I looked down at my feet, see if I was in bounds, and I just seen the end zone, green grass, and I took off, bro. I took off and I was running, and I heard the crowd going crazy. Yeah. And in my mind, I'm like, there's no way. Like, I did this. I'm running. And then, like, the crowd's, like, slowly starting to die out.
Yeah. The flag comes out.
Yeah. Get to the end zone. I'm celebrating. I turn around.
You hit the T-Gray.
The whole defense wasn't even down there. I'm like, where's the defense at? And I see the flag, and it just took everything out my soul. Man, I dropped on my knees. I was sick to my stomach, bro. That was sick. But that was like one of my favorite plays ever. And it probably would have went down. It did go down as a controversial play, but if it would have went through, it would have went down as like one of the greatest plays in that stadium for 100%.
Sure. And I mean, it still is. I mean, you take all the other stuff away from it. This guy knows ball.
It's crazy.
This guy knows ball.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And it is like, and this is when I was playing quarterback. we get in some looks, and like you said, y'all are showing one high or something, and then snap of the ball, then you get it, and you're going through your progressions.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa. Like he was just. I remember there was one. You started on like the boundary.
Yeah.
And then you were on like the deep half of like the field.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is he over? Like he was just on the line. Like he was just. I thought he was about to bounce out in like flat coverage. Now he's like playing a deep half. It's like,
crazy.
And I like to talk to Coach White about it and just like get different perspectives on stuff. And he said the same thing. Like, obviously the young guys, it takes a little bit of time to like kind of get them used to like playing defense in college. Obviously because it's so much different. But once, like you said, once you got a little bit of credit, he's kind of like, I'll let him. I kind of just turn him loose, and you put some things on tape and make it look different. Every single week, and that's just so cool. It's like y'all have the freedom to do that, just as like Lenoris has the freedom to like change the protection, change the play call and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just being able to get y'all in different looks and stuff, and like playing with your boy DQ for a while now. Obviously you went to rival high schools. You, Irmo, him, Spring Valley. How cool has it been just to be back and just be teammates with him throughout y'all's whole career?
Man, DQ's great. Like, it's like my partner in crime. You know, like chemistry is real. Like, I've always had chemistry with DQ, and it shows on the field. Like, the chemistry is real. Like, when DQ's not out there, I don't like go panic, but like I'm like, wait, where's DQ?
Like, where is it?
I'm comfortable with like all the DBs, but like me and DQ got the we got good chemistry. But man, DQ went to Spring Valley, I went to Irmo. And I always get on him about we went up there, we played Spring Valley, and we beat him. So we beat him at one point.
Yeah.
And I always get on him about that. So like he hates that. So but me and DQ, man, since we came into college, man, we've just been close. We like kicked it off. We kind of had like this similar story as freshmen. I came in the first game. I think his first game was the second game at Arkansas.
Yeah, it was right after.
So we both had like the same experiences, and we kind of went through the same thing together, like starting as freshmen in a deep secondary. That's you don't really see that a lot. We both had freshman All-American season together, like just a great way to start things, and it's been great ever since, man. Like DQ's like he's my guy for sure.
Yeah, y'all shared a moment at Clemson, running down the hill together. What was that like? How did that? What were y'all doing? Where y'all were like, let's go run down the hill? Was that just like on the fly?
On the fly, like literally, when I mean like partner in crime, I'm literally like, let's do some crazy stuff. And I was with it. Like, I think you know how it gets in the locker room after the win. Like, we had a great time at Clemson. I ain't gonna go into like what happened on anything, but whatever happened in Clemson, especially in that locker room. But we had walked out and we were just laughing. Like, I don't know, we wanted to take some more pictures, and then he was on Instagram Live.
Yep.
And then he was like, "Is that The Rock? Is that like what's the name? Like Howard's Rock? Like what is it?" And I was like, "Oh, that is The Rock." Like, "Hey, bro, let's go take a picture." So we was on live, and I was like, "Hey, we finna go take a picture with Howard's Rock. Comment if you think we should do it." All the comments were like, "Yeah, bro, go do it." We was like, "Hey, let's just go do it." So we ran up there, and we went up to The Rock, ran up the hill, and we had a good time up there. Like, we was taking pictures. We was on live. I think it was a fan out there. Was like, "Hey, like, get away from The Rock. Get away from The Rock." Like, screaming stuff. And we were up there for like at least 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And, they were taking pictures of us. They were like reporters at the bottom of the hill. So we had a great time, man. And we ran downhill. And you seen all over Twitter. It went viral.
Dude, it blew up. That's so funny. Y'all, and this is something I've always, and I tell a lot of people this, y'all remind me a lot of Izzy and JC.
Yeah.
And I might have told you this before too, but like just the way that not only you but both y'all handle your business like pros. And like you said, JC and Izzy, like they were pros when they came into the building. They stayed there pretty much all day. Mm-hmm. Like y'all, I mean, like during camp, I remember everybody's leaving and you and DQ were like, and this is like at like 9:00.
Yeah. And
like our camp schedule was tight this year, so everybody's kind of getting out early, and it was like y'all's night was just getting started.
Yeah.
Like that was when it clicked to me. I was like, dude, these guys these guys are gonna go play for a while.
Yeah.
Like they're about their business. And take it back to Clemson. Big fumble recovery back in 22.
Yeah.
Obviously didn't go the way we wanted to in 23, but it was still a close game. You had a good game. Then come back in 24, bring the trophy home back to Columbia. For an in-state kid, what did that game mean to you, and just being able to beat Clemson 2 out of your 3 years here?
Man, that Clemson rivalry, bruh, is, I don't, it's Clemson. Like, if you're from the state of South Carolina, like, we don't really have a sports team. They say, like, the Panthers is, like, our next closest thing. So it's either you're Clemson or you're Carolina. So it's like, growing up, I never really was, like, a fan of either. Like, I just like watching ball. I wasn't really too hip. But once I came to, like, my senior year, I had signed my papers, and I had, like, a famous video go viral. And it was like, I was saying, they was like, what's your message to, like, the Gamecock fans? And I was like, Clemson's on the clock.
Yeah, I remember that.
In a trolling way, though. Like, I'm a troll. And I got so much heat for that. But the rivalry, bruh, it's deep. Like, for me, it's got deeper over the years because, like, just watching Clemson is just like, I just can't stand them. Like they're a good football team. I respect their players, but, like, it's Clemson. Like, it's the rivalry.
It's a different mindset, and you can tell when, like, obviously, who did we play before them? Who did we play before them? Wofford? Was it Wofford?
Yeah.
Or was it?
I think it was Wofford, then Clemson. Yeah, Wofford.
Okay. Yeah, you can obviously tell, like, whoever it is before, and then, like, as soon as Clemson week hits, it's like
it's on.
It's on.
Yeah.
It's like you can feel the, like, coaches, players, like, there's just a different kind of, like, mode we go to.
Yeah, I think they say, like, in soccer, like, a bunch of fans be like, if we lose every game but we beat Clemson, like, hey.
It's so true.
It feels like that too.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what happens, like, oh yeah, whatever. And it's crazy. It's like the first couple games, we're still kind of, like, getting a feel for who we are. Obviously, we're having success. And I remember somebody was like, y'all just need to beat Clemson. Y'all just need to beat Clemson. I was like, dude, it's only, like, week 4. Like, relax. We got to get through, like, we got to get through whoever else we got next. But, I mean, that's so true. Like, it's Clemson, dude. You got to turn it up.
I'm glad I won these 2 games. I mean, like, 2 out of the 3 games I played, I'm glad I went out with a winning record. Like, I can gloat on that. You feel me? I can smile. I can wear that on my chest.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I got to be able to experience that.
100%. You talk about your life off the field, being able to give back to the community, the Irmo community. You donated some money back to the Boys and Girls Club. Just being a role model for young kids and kids that want to be, just like you. What has that been like, and just how has that experience been, just being able to do stuff like that?
Man, I love giving back to the community, bro. It's like, it just helps cement your legacy a little bit more, and it helps people too. So it's like, growing up, I've always lived in Irmo since as long as I can remember. But growing up, I didn't really remember a lot of people, like, giving back to the community, like, especially, like, the athletes, like a bunch of big names. I just don't remember. I don't know if it's like we had any, but I just didn't really remember it. So, like, when I got the opportunity to, like, be able to give back, with NIL and just blessed to be in the place I am in right now, I just knew that was one of the things I wanted to get done, like, give back to the community. I visited a nursing home, and then after that, I kind of donated to the Boys and Girls Club. Then I held a turkey drive, so I've kind of been, like, on a hot streak. But it's been fun, though, like, just seeing the impact I'm making on the community, because, like, all it does is just helps. It helps the community, and it also helps me, like, as a person, like, people are gonna remember this forever, and I'm gonna remember it too. So
yeah, and it's like you're gonna be remembered a lot more for that stuff, and obviously your football career, and it's long from over for you, obviously. But just doing things like that, and being able to not only be seen in the community by those people, but you're setting an example for kids that are gonna come play here, go to other places and play. And they're gonna do the exact same thing, and that's so cool to see. And obviously, you got the combine coming up, you got pro day coming up. Are we gonna see an outrageous feat of just pure human, like, athleticism, like we did back in the winter when you do the vertical jump?
It's gonna be crazy. The combine gonna be crazy. Like,
I am fired up. Like.
Yeah.
Not like obviously for all the guys, but like for you, I need to. So a lot of, I don't know, did that video ever get posted?
I don't think it ever got posted, but I think like maybe like when I do the combine, they're probably gonna do something
They'll have to.
They'll have to because the combine, I'm gonna shut the combine down. Like I've been waiting on that moment my whole life.
Yeah.
Like as far as just like being able to compete, because I've always knew I've been like a super athletic dude, and I'm a good football player too. But I've always knew like once I got the chance to go to the combine, it's gonna be a show for sure. Like the broad jump, the vertical, the 40.
Yeah.
I'm excited for all that. So when I put in this training, like when I put in the work for this training and stuff, and it's all gonna like show, I'm excited for that because I never really trained like for a vertical. I've never really trained for a broad. I never really trained for a 40. So imagine like when I train, and the number's gonna be insane. Like it's gonna be crazy.
Where are you going down to train?
I think either LA or Arizona, one of those two. One of those two spots.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
That's going to be so awesome.
Get away from South Carolina. I don't want to go down to Florida, but
yeah,
it's gonna be a sound. I want to like shock the world almost a little bit.
Well, you sure did shock everybody in that weight room when you out jumped the freaking vertical.
Yeah, that was crazy. I still haven't seen the video like fully, but it was crazy. Like when it happened, it was just like I think Mitch kind of like pulled my shoulder a little bit, like stretched my shoulder out a little bit, and I was like, I got one more jump. I didn't really jump my highest yet, but it was like with every jump I was jumping higher. So it was like big crowd behind me. Everybody was waiting to see, like anticipating, So it was like it was nice, and I jumped and I cleared it and came back down. It was just the roar was crazy. I
think everybody in there was like, like just trying to process what happened. Like it was insane. Like that.
Like when that video comes out, it's gonna be crazy. Like
it is gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be insane. Like when they finally post that video, if they ever do. But
you got to get Justin King.
I got it. Yeah, he got to drop it. He got to drop it.
Oh man! All right. Last thing, like I said, 2-time All-American, got some ring to it. You've played a lot of meaningful snaps here, had a great career, and left a lasting impact not only on the team but just the South Carolina football program. What about your legacy? What legacy do you want to leave when they say like Nick and you were just named captain or team captain or one of the team captains? When people look back on you and your career here, what do you want your legacy to be?
Man, I really just wanted to be like, I was known as like one of those legendary players. Like like of course, like for me, playing here for the last 3 years, it's been amazing. Mm-hmm. So I've just been doing everything I've been doing is just probably is to set up my legacy, like so looking back 10 to 15 years, I just hope they look back and like, yo, like that Emmanwori kid was crazy. Like from the day he stepped foot on campus to the day he left, he was insane. I'm glad he came to South Carolina. He like the new wave, like we're kind of like the trendsetters, like we're kind of like the first foundation. I wouldn't say like the first, but I was Beamer's first recruiting class, right. So like we kind of been building since then. But like this season was like that was a season that like everybody wanted, and it just worked out well. So like, hope my legacy just ends up being like I was one of the best like defensive players to ever come through this university and this school. So
I definitely think it will.
Yeah, for sure.
Kids coming up, especially in the Columbia area, like they're gonna be like, dude, this is the guy I want to be like.
I want to get on the wall though. Is that a little crazy? Like getting on the wall?
Dude, yes, absolutely, in the facility, right?
Yeah, in the facility. Like they have like I think they need like the remodel a little bit. It's like a little dated.
Need to update it a little bit.
Yeah, just a little dated. Yeah. Put some new players. Like we got a bunch of great moments. Like I think people want to see them like when they walk through. Like so.
You have to put that on the little thing we got today.
Yeah. The little sheet, the little talk a bit. Beamer would be down. I think he'd be down for it.
I think he would too. You get Justin King and the boys on it.
Yeah.
They'll hook it right up. Man, I appreciate you coming on.
Always.
It's been really fun watching you and just your growth and just the player and the person that you've become over the last 3 years. It's been awesome to watch, and you're going to go on and do great things, and can't tell you how much I appreciate, obviously competing against you every day, but just the energy and everything that you bring to the team, and it's something that I don't think you get enough recognition for, but you've been a vital part of not only building, this team, but like you said, the foundation for the next, years to come. So appreciate you coming on today, and go get you a good combine record or something like that.
Something. Always. Yeah, appreciate you, man. We gotta do this again. Like what in the future? Yeah.
We definitely will. We definitely will.
For sure.